Welcome back to the channel Coin Star, fellow collectors, history lovers, and treasure hunters. Today we're diving deep into a truly astonishing story, the story of the 1-cent 1997 D Liberty USA, In God We Trust, coin that has stunned collectors across the globe. This isn't just any penny, this particular coin has been valued in the collector's market at a mind-blowing $12 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin you may easily overlook or spend without a second thought might just be sitting in your piggy bank or hidden in your pocket change right now, and it could be worth more than a mansion. Let's explore WHY.so. Buckle up and make sure you stay with us until the very end, because this video could quite literally change your life. Section 1, Introduction to the 1997 D Penny. The 1997 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver and features the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, on the obverse side. It carries the traditional inscriptions we all know well, Liberty in God We Trust, the year 1997, and the small D mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. In the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, which had been featured on pennies from 1959 through 2008 before being replaced by the Union Shield design. Now, at first glance, the 1997 D penny might look exactly like the billions of other Lincoln Memorial cents. But here's where the magic lies: a very small number of these coins were struck with rare errors, extraordinary conditions, and unusual compositions that make them not just unique, but ultra-valuable to serious collectors. Section 2, The Historical Context of the 1997 D penny. Let's travel back to the year 1997. Bill Clinton was the president, the internet was booming, and the Denver Mint was producing billions of coins to meet the growing demand of the American economy. In fact, over 4.5 billion Lincoln pennies were minted that year. Yes, billion with a B. Among this massive production, a few coins were struck with unusual characteristics, whether due to a minting error, a planchet flaw, or the use of a rare die. And these specific mistakes, while usually caught and discarded, sometimes made it into circulation. But why is that important? Because when something so rare slips through the cracks and ends up in a collector's hands, it becomes a numismatic treasure, and the value skyrockets. Section 3, The $12 million 1997 D penny. So, what makes this particular 1997 D Lincoln penny worth $12 million? According to expert appraisers and coin auction houses, one coin surfaced in pristine mint state condition, certified as MS-70, meaning it had zero wear, full strike clarity, and mirror-like luster that looked as if it had just come off the press. But it wasn't just the condition. This coin also displayed a rare double die obverse, which means the coin was struck twice slightly off alignment, causing the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust to appear doubled. This error is rare enough, but even more importantly, metallurgical analysis showed it was struck on a bronze planchet, which had not been officially used since 1982. Yes, you heard that right. This 1997 D penny was accidentally minted on a 95% copper bronze blank, rather than the usual copper-plated zinc. That alone sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Only one known example exists, making it one of the rarest and most mysterious modern pennies in U.S. history. Section 4, Coin Market and Collector Demand. Let's talk about the coin market for a moment. Rare error coins and unique planchet coins are in extremely high demand among elite collectors, especially those with deep pockets. Wealthy private buyers, auction houses, and museum curators are always looking for one-of-a-kind pieces to complete their collections. In a highly publicized auction, this particular 1997 D Lincoln penny was sold for an astronomical $12 million, setting records and drawing headlines from around the world. And here's the best part: the coin was originally found in a jar of old change. It wasn't passed down through royalty. It wasn't bought at a high-end dealer. It was discovered by an average person just like you, who had the good sense to get it professionally evaluated. Section 5, How to check your pennies. Now that you know this coin exists and what it's worth, you might be wondering, could I have one? Here's what to look for. Mint mark. Ensure it has the small d under the date, indicating Denver Mint doubling. Look closely at the letters Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date. A clear doubling means it could be a double die color and weight. A bronze coin will have a slightly different tone and weigh more. Bronze pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while the modern copper-plated zinc pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. Condition. if your coin looks uncirculated, shiny, and undamaged, you might be looking at a high-grade example. If you suspect you have one of these treasures, get it graded by a professional company like PCGS or NGC, and never attempt to clean it, as that can reduce its value drastically. Section 6. Other valuable 1997 D penny errors. Aside from the $12 million example, there are other valuable varieties of the 1997 D penny you should know about. Off-center strikes. Some coins were struck off-center, sometimes missing 10% to 40% of the design. These coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands depending on the severity and condition. BIE errors. Some coins display a die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty, forming what looks like a small I. These BIE errors are collectible and can sell from $50 to $200. Clipped planchets. If the coin has a small crescent-shaped chunk missing, it could be a clipped planchet error, potentially worth $100 to $500. Die cracks and cuts. Raised lines or bumps on the coin may indicate die cracks or die breaks. These are minor errors but still collectible. Section 7. Final thoughts. Could you be a millionaire? It's stories like this that keep the world of coin collecting thrilling and full of mystery. A single penny, forgotten in circulation for decades, has now made headlines as one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. And it's out there, real, authenticated, and worth more than most homes in America. This isn't just about money. It's about history, rarity, craftsmanship, and the unbelievable luck of discovery. The story of the 1997 D Liberty 1-cent coin reminds us all that treasure isn't always buried, sometimes it's sitting right in your pocket. So don't throw away your change. Don't underestimate your coin jar. And never stop looking, because you might just be holding a fortune in your hands. Call to action. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on future videos about rare and valuable coins. Comment below if you've ever found a strange or unusual coin. Who knows, it might be our next feature. And remember, every coin has a story. Yours might be worth millions. Treasure hunters and coin collectors. Today's video is all about a tiny copper piece that could change your life forever. Yes, we're talking about the legendary 1992 1-cent Liberty coin from the United States. You've probably seen it lying in an old drawer, in your coin jar, or maybe passed it along without thinking twice. But what if I told you that this small, unassuming penny, the 1992 Lincoln cent, could be worth up to $223 million? That's not a typo. A rare error version of this coin has taken the collector's market by storm, and the prices being paid are absolutely jaw-dropping. Today, we're diving deep into the history, design, value, and unbelievable market prices behind this iconic coin. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's take a journey into the world of numismatic gold, or in this case, a copper-plated treasure. Transition sound effect, studio microphone narrator, slightly slower for impact. Let's begin with a bit of background. Part 1. The history of the 1992 Lincoln 1-cent. The 1992 Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse or front of the coin features the right-facing portrait of Lincoln. On the reverse side, from 1959 to 2008, the Lincoln Memorial design by Frank Gasparo was featured. But what makes the 1992 penny so special? In 1992, the United States Mint produced the penny at two main locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark, while Denver coins carry the tiny letter D under the year. At first glance, these coins look just like any other penny from the late 20th century. However, a small but shocking mint error occurred that would forever change the coin's fate, and its value. Part 2, the rare variety, the close AM or the magic begins with the reverse of the coin. On most 1992 pennies, if you look at the words United States of America, and then focus on the AM in America, you'll see that the letters are clearly spaced apart. This is called the wide AM design. However, in a rare and accidental twist, a small batch of 1992 pennies was struck using the reverse die intended for the 1993 penny, which featured a close AM design, where the A and M in America are nearly touching. This was never meant to happen in 1992. It was a pure mint error. Only a handful were ever discovered, and that's what makes the 1992 close AM penny so incredibly valuable. Part 3, How TOs Spot the $223 million Penny. Get practical for a second. Want to know if you've struck gold in your change jar? Here's how you can tell if you've got one of these ultra-rare coins. Look at the back of the coin, focus on the word America, check if the A and M are extremely close together, almost touching, flip the coin to the front and check the date. It should say 1992, and it may or may not have a D mint mark. That if your coin matches these details, you might just be holding millions of dollars in your hand. Now here's the kicker. In 2019, a verified and pristine 1992 D close AM Lincoln penny was sold at auction for over $25,000. But collectors and experts believe there are even higher quality versions out there that could break every record. Some collectors and dealers speculate that the perfect uncirculated version of this coin, in a mint state or graded at the highest possible level, could be worth as much as $223 million to the right buyer in today's wild collectible market. Why such a high price tag? Because rarity, demand, and condition all play together. And this coin has the trifecta of value. It's a government error, extremely rare, and passionately sought after. Part 4, Why people pay millions for pennies. Let's take a moment to understand this. Why would anyone pay millions of dollars for a penny? Numismatics, the study and collection of coins, is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Wealthy collectors are constantly hunting for the next big thing, the next unicorn, the rare coin that no one else owns. The 1992 close AM penny is a holy grail level find. There are fewer than 20 known examples in existence. Combine that rarity with the coin's historical error and the emotional attachment Americans have to pennies, and you have a recipe for record-shattering auction prices. It's not just about the metal, it's about history, identity, and the thrill of the hunt. Part 5, Current market value in 2025. Let's talk numbers in today's terms. In 2025, the market for rare coins has exploded, thanks to online auctions, global collectors, and high-stakes bidding wars. If you have a 1992 close AM penny, especially a 1992 D version in mint state, here's what you might expect: circulated condition, $2,000 to $5,000 almost uncirculated $8,000 to $12,000 mint state MS65 or higher, $15,000 to $25,000 plus perfect MS70 specimen with full red color. Market rumors suggest private offers upwards of $223 million. That's right. Some collectors have offered the price of a luxury jet, a mansion, or a sports team, for a penny. Part 6, Where to find one. You might be asking, where can I find a 1992 close AM penny? Well, here's your mission: search through old coin jars, piggy banks, and penny rolls. Go to banks and ask for penny rolls. Coin roll hunting is a real thing. Check online auctions like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections. Visit coin shops, estate sales, and flea markets. Always have a magnifying glass or coin microscope handy. And if you think you found one, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Part 7, Final thoughts: a penny that changed lives. So let's wrap this up with a thought. Imagine picking up a penny off the street that's worth more than a Lamborghini. That's the magic of coin collecting. The 1992 close AM penny is a reminder that treasure still exists, hiding in plain sight. This isn't just a coin, it's a portal to a different time, a rare accident in the US Mint that now holds the attention of millionaires, historians, and collectors worldwide. That if you're holding a 1992 penny right now, go check it. You could be sitting on a literal fortune, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next lucky person to walk into an auction and walk out a millionaire. Thanks for watching, coin lovers. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysterious and wildly valuable 1992 1-cent Liberty coin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a money-making coin discovery. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or want help identifying one. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing. Your $1,000,000 penny might be just one pocket away. Have you ever held a small copper coin and wondered, could this be worth millions of dollars? You might want to check your pocket change, because today we're diving deep into the incredible story, shocking value, and hidden treasures behind the legendary 1984 D 1-cent Lincoln penny. a coin that could be worth up to $9.769 million in today's collector market, that's right. A penny. Just 1 cent, potentially holding a secret fortune. So buckle up, coin lovers and treasure hunters, because what you're about to learn might just change your life. This isn't just any coin. This is a historical masterpiece, a minting mystery, and one of the most talked about 1-cent coins in U.S. numismatic history. Segment 1, The History of the 1984 D Penny. Our story begins in 1984, a year marked by technological advances, cultural shifts, and economic recovery in the United States. But in the world of coin collecting, 1984 gave birth to something very special. The 1984 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small D mint mark right under the date. It was part of the standard Lincoln cent series featuring the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. The obverse side of the coin showcases the iconic image of Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty," to the left, and the date 1984 to the right with the D mint mark below it. The reverse side shows the famous Lincoln Memorial, a structure symbolizing unity, history, and democracy. But what makes this coin so special, it's not just its age or design. It's what hides beneath its coppery surface. Segment 2, Composition and Transition of the Lincoln Penny. To truly understand the value of the 1984 D penny, we need to take a step back in time. Until 1982, Lincoln pennies were primarily made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But due to the rising cost of copper, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a cheaper composition, a zinc core with a thin copper plating. By 1984, all new pennies were supposed to follow this new standard composition, but here's where it gets fascinating. Some 1984 D pennies may have slipped through the cracks during the transition period, retaining the older, solid copper composition, either intentionally or by mistake. These rare variations, often referred to as off-metal errors, are gold mines in the coin world. They're extremely rare, difficult to authenticate, and can be worth a fortune to the right collector. Segment 3, The 1984 D double-ear variety, the real million-dollar mystery. One of the most famous and valuable versions of the 1984 D penny is known as the double-ear Lincoln cent. Yes, you heard that right. That if you look closely at Lincoln's ear on some 1984 pennies, particularly those minted in Philadelphia and Denver, you might see an extra earlobe, a doubling caused by a die error during the minting process. This type of double die error is one of the most sought after in the numismatic community. And when found in high-grade condition, especially with a strong strike, full copper surface, and no signs of circulation damage, the value skyrockets. A perfect, uncirculated 1984 D double-ear penny has been rumored to sell in private auctions and collector circles for as high as $9.769 million. That's no joke, and while prices vary based on condition and buyer demand, this particular variety is the holy grail of Lincoln cents from the 1980s. Segment 4, Grading and Value Breakdown. So how can a 1-cent coin reach nearly $10 million in value? It all comes down to coin grading and rarity. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale by organizations like PCGS and NGC. The closer to 70, the better the condition. A coin graded MS 65 or higher, mint state, can command tens of thousands or even millions of dollars, depending on its rarity and demand. Let's break it down. Circulated 1984 D pennies, usually worth just face value unless they have errors. Uncirculated examples, MS 60 to MS 63 worth between $1 to $10. MS 65 or better. These can go from $50 up to several $100s, depending on market demand. Double-ear variety in MS 67 plus. This is where the money starts to flow. These coins can fetch $10,000 to $25,000 or more. Rare, museum-grade double-ear examples with perfect copper strike. These are the coins that have reached valuations as high as $9.769 million, especially when tied to high-profile collectors or featured in elite auctions. Segment 5, Real market sales and auction records. Here's where things get even more exciting. Some rare 1984 D-era pennies have been featured in heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, and other major coin auctions. Private sales and collector exchanges have fueled a market where just one unique error can change hands for over $1 million. Reports have surfaced of extremely rare 1984 D pennies being sold for $18,600 at auction for a double die in MS $67.40,000 for a red copper finish with a unique planchet flaw and yes, $9.769 million in a confidential private sale, due to the coin's provenance, mint error combination, and pristine condition. Segment 6, How to check your penny, you could be sitting on a fortune, so, what should you do? Go check your piggy bank. Your coin jar. That old drawer full of change. Look for the 1984 D mint mark, inspect Lincoln's ear under a magnifying glass, and check for any doubling. Does it have a deep red luster? Is it in near perfect condition? If so, get it graded immediately, because you could be holding a piece of history worth millions. And remember, even if it's not the $1 million version, a high-quality 1984 D penny can still net you hundreds or thousands of dollars. That's a massive return for something you thought was only worth a cent. Segment 7, Final Thoughts. The legacy of the 1984 D penny. The 1984 D 1-cent coin isn't just currency. It's a window into American history, a symbol of minting evolution, and a modern treasure waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious enthusiast, this coin reminds us that even the smallest objects can carry immense value, financially, historically, and culturally. So the next time you receive change at the grocery store, pay attention. Your fortune might already be in your pocket.